In the freezing darkness of the North Atlantic, ships, the size of floating fortresses, cut through waves taller than a house. Their mission is not gold or oil, but something far stranger, swarms of silver fish that move like one colossal living creature. How do men trap millions of tiny bodies that flash and twist as if they share a single mind? Each journey is a gamble against storms, ice, and exhaustion. Steel groans, nets stretch like vast underwater walls, and the sea itself seems determined to resist. Out here, human hands look impossibly small against the endless ocean. Yet in this brutal arena, tradition and technology collide, turning fragile herring and powerful mackerel into an industry worth billions. What begins as a glimmer beneath the waves will soon transform into food culture and survival for nations. And this is where the story unfolds. For centuries, the silver shimmer of herring has shaped the lives of coastal Europe. In Norway, the Netherlands, Scotland, and Iceland, entire villages grew from the rhythm of its return. Each spring, when the first catch reached shore, the air filled with salt and smoke. The first herring was often handed to the mayor or the village elder, a ritual of luck and survival. It was not only a fish, it was a promise that families would eat, trade would thrive, and winter would be endured. The herring itself is small, rarely more than a foot long, weighing only a pound or two. Yet in its fragile body lies abundance. It fed armies, built industries, and preserved communities through centuries of storms and scarcity. Even today, festivals honor its arrival with music, fire, and crowded tables, reminding people that sustenance is also heritage. From these ancient shores, the story moves toward a new scale, ships of steel towers, of nets and technology that turns tradition into a massive industry. Each season, massive ships leave European harbors, drifting into the gray horizon like floating fortresses. Some stretch more than 300 feet from bow to stern. Their steel hulls weigh thousands of tons, built to resist storms that can rip smaller boats apart. Engines roar, rattling the docks as mist coils through the air. The sharp smell of diesel mixes with salt, and the clang of chains echoes across the water. These are not ordinary vessels. They are extreme machines of the modern sea. Radar towers rise above the deck like watchful eyes. Sonar scans the dark depths, searching for moving shadows of fish. GPS locks the ship's position to the exact inch. Automated cranes swing with precision, lowering nets that weigh thousands of pounds. Below deck, cavernous freezers wait, able to drop temperatures to 40 degrees below zero within minutes. Every detail reflects a relentless pursuit of efficiency and survival. Nature sends waves that slam against steel walls, yet technology answers with strength and speed. The fishermen, dwarfed by the size of their own ship, become part of a larger system, muscle machine, an ocean locked in combat. From here, the hunt begins, and the sea will decide who prevails. Deep below the surface, the sonar begins to sing. On glowing screens inside the wheelhouse, silver clouds appear, thousands of tiny dots moving as one, shifting like smoke in the water. The captain studies the shape, calculating density, timing, and depth. Then his voice cuts through the noise of the engines. Orders are shouted, steel doors slam open. From the stern, a net the size of a skyscraper unfurls into the sea. Its mouth stretches wider than a city street, towering nearly 100 feet high, reinforced with heavy steel mesh. The ocean churns as the massive web sinks encircling the silver hoard in a tightening ring. Fishermen strain against hydraulic controls, muscles tense every second measured against the surge of the tide. The risk is constant. A storm could rise without warning. A net carrying hundreds of tons could tear like paper. One mistake might mean empty holds or shattered equipment. Yet the crew pushes forward, chasing the fleeting moment when nature yields. Slowly, the school compresses, funneled into the cod, and the final bag heavy with life. With each heave, the ocean resists, but the battle continues. And in this struggle, survival hangs in balance, man, against the vast and merciless sea. What do you think will happen when the net comes up? Guess in the comments before you see it. On deck, the catch does not wait. Pumps roar as pipes as wide as a man's chest suck living fish straight from the net. Silver bodies shoot through steel tubes, crashing into seawater tanks chilled with ice and brine. Some plunge into cavernous freezers that drop to -40 within minutes, locking in freshness before decay can begin. The air fills with the sharp smell of salt and fish oil. Water sprays across the deck, soaking boots and gloves, while engines pound like distant thunder. Every sound is urgent chains rattling hydraulics, groaning pumps hammering. For the crew, each minute lost means pounds of fish, spoiled value slipping away with the tide. Here the contrast is striking. Outside, the sea howls with cold wind and black waves. Inside the vessel, technology hums with precision, preserving life pulled from the deep. From this fragile balance of speed and steel, the journey toward shore begins. Inside the port, the night never truly ends. Processing plants blaze with white lights, working 24 hours a day through the peak season. Conveyor belts shimmer with silver as thousands of pounds of fish slide forward in endless rows. Workers in white coats stand beside robotic arms that slice skin and sort with mechanical speed. Water sprays over the lines, washing scales away, while blades flash beneath steel hoods. The smell is sharp and layered salt smoke and cold brine mixing in the cavernous hall. Some herring are salted by hand stacked in barrels that echo with the scrape of shovels. Others pass through smoking rooms where dark plumes stain the air, turning silver flesh to deep bronze. Cans rattle down the line lids, press tight labels, sealing a journey from sea to shelf. Every step is monitored. Hygiene checks, lab tests, and even blockchain tracking confirm the origin of each catch. Here, ancient recipes and extreme technology meet in one place, transforming fragile fish into products bound for kitchens across the globe. And as the machines hum, the story expands beyond survival into industry, culture, and trade. Every year, millions of tons of herring and mackerel leave the icy waters of the Atlantic and North Sea. From these ships and factories, a global tide of seafood flows toward America, Japan, China, and the markets of Africa. Each silver body may weigh only a pound or two, yet together they fuel an industry worth billions of dollars. The value lies not just in the volume, but in the nutrition hidden within. Rich in omega-3 and high-quality protein, these fish strengthen hearts, sharpen minds, and feed entire populations. Behind each shipment are tens of thousands of families, from fishermen braving the waves to workers in coastal plants. For them, survival is measured not in single catches, but in containers stacked high on cargo docks. The question lingers like salt in the air. How can a fish so small, fragile and fleeting become the foundation of a massive global economy? The answer lies in scale and resilience, and in the endless hunger of the world. The sea shows no mercy. Waves rise 20 or 30 feet, crashing against steel decks with bone-shaking force. Fishermen work in freezing spray, their gloves stiff with ice, their eyes stung by salt. Fatigue builds after days with only broken sleep and cramped bunks. One slip on the slick metal, and a man can vanish into black water. Accidents are common. Falling gear, snapping cables, or sudden storms can turn routine into tragedy within seconds. Fishing remains one of the most dangerous jobs in Europe, claiming lives each year. Yet behind the hardship lies pride. These men face death to provide food for millions, carrying a tradition that honors both survival and sacrifice. From danger comes dignity, and from exhaustion comes strength to endure another voyage. Strict quotas now govern every voyage. Satellites trace ships in real time, ensuring no one crosses invisible lines or takes more than the sea can spare. Engines are redesigned to burn less fuel, while smokestacks release fewer fumes into the frozen air. Processing plants recycle bones and oil into feed and fertilizer, turning waste into new value. Solar panels and wind systems hum quietly above the roar of machines. Aquaculture begins to share the burden, raising fish in controlled waters to ease the pressure offshore. Yet even with innovation, the message remains clear. The ocean is both a source of life and a fragile treasure. Protecting it is the only way to ensure that the silver tides of herring and mackerel will return for generations yet to come. A small fish carries a giant story. Herring and mackerel, though fragile in size, embody resilience, ingenuity, and the delicate balance between man and nature. Each catch is more than food. It is centuries of labor, salt-stung eyes, and calloused hands passed from father to son. On the table, a fillet glistening with oil is also the echo of storms, engines, and long nights at sea. These fish remind us that survival is not conquest, but coexistence. The ocean grants life, yet demands respect. For every meal drawn from its depths, there is a silent debt to tradition, sacrifice, and the boundless power of the sea. If this story touched you, share your thoughts in the comments. Type ocean to honor the fishermen who brave the waves. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and share this journey with someone who loves the sea as much as you do.